Messi makes history. Real and Barça to battle for a striker, more backlash over the World Cup plans, a transfer roundup, and this week's Friday feels all coming up on today's OneFootball Daily News. As I'm your host, Angelina Kelly, let's get into it. So last night, Lionel Messi broke yet another record. This time it was for his nation, Argentina. He scored his 79th international goal, which means that he has broken the South America men's record, which was previously held by Brazilian legend Pelé. So Messi now has 2 more international goals than Pelé, as of course he managed to bag himself a hat-trick last night in Argentina's win over Bolivia in their World Cup qualifying game. And now there are actually only 2 other players that have scored more international goals than Messi in South America, and it's 2 female footballers in Marta and Cristiane. In addition, thanks to these 3 goals, Messi has now surpassed his friend Luis Suarez in becoming the leading scorer in the South American Football Federation's World Cup qualifiers. Messi has of course been Argentina's most prolific scorer since 2016 when he surpassed Gabriel Batistuta. And of course over the summer he did manage to get his first piece of silverware with Argentina when they lifted Copa America, and it was such an emotional night last night as Messi was able to celebrate this win and the trophy with the 21,000 fans that were in the stadium. He was crying, I'm sure that people that were watching were crying, fans were crying, and it was just such a special moment. It was great to see Messi get this achievement. Of course, maybe it might have been a little bit sweeter had he have been able to have scored those goals against Brazil in that World Cup qualifier that controversially never happened. But like I say, a brilliant achievement for Messi, and it'll be interesting to see which record he's bound to break next. So next up, and I think it's safe to say that there's been a lot of discussion about Real Madrid and Barcelona recently, and the fact that they have maybe been suffering, whether it's financially, losing certain players, etc. However, despite some of those discussions, you cannot deny the fact that when there is a young talented striker available in Europe potentially for sale, of course these 2 teams are going to be in the mix. And the player that they could be interested in, Karim Adeyemi. So he has fast become one of the hottest topics in European football when it comes to young strikers. He is currently playing for RB Salzburg. Already in the season so far, he has managed 9 appearances and 7 goals. He has already managed to score his first goal for the German national team, and it's safe to say that there are a lot of eyes on him at the moment. So basically, in less than 10 games, the 19-year-old striker has managed to capture the attention of Europe. And reportedly, the reason why he is getting so much game time with Salzburg now is because of course the departure of Patson Daka to Leicester City. And since he has been getting more game time, getting more exposure, of course, like I say, playing for Germany as well, the likes of Liverpool, Barcelona, Real Madrid, and also Bayern Munich have all reportedly been interested. So despite the fact that the player's current contract does not expire until 2024, Bayern Munich are reportedly keeping tabs on him, and should Robert Lewandowski depart in the summer, this could be one of the players that they may swoop in for, as of course Bayern Munich are known for having some of the best talent that Germany has to offer. But like I say, you cannot rule out Real Madrid and Barcelona. Regarding Barcelona, when you look at the players that can play in that centre-forward role within the team, apart from Memphis Depay, they're all aged 30 and over. So it would make sense to bring in some young talent in a 19-year-old that they could definitely grow and develop to eventually take over. And of course, he could potentially be linking up with other youngsters like Pedri, Ansu Fati, Yusuf Demir, etc. So from that perspective, Barcelona may be the better option out of the 2, as when it comes to Real Madrid, I'm not too sure where exactly they would fit the centre-forward in. Of course, they've got Karim Benzema, who is great despite the fact that he's 33 years of age. They have got Luka Jovic, who hasn't really managed to prove himself at the club yet. They have got Mariano Diaz, who has been linked with moves away, but of course, Real Madrid have been linked with Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland. So if they do manage to bring in both of those players, I don't think that the Salzburg player would get enough game time, so I'm not too sure if I can see that one happening. As if Erling Haaland and Patson Daka were not enough, for Salzburg to reveal another exciting young talent is great, and like I say, it seems like Barcelona could be a good fit. Of course, it will come down to money though, but I would not rule out some of the other top clubs in Europe keeping their eye on this player for now. So next up, and we have of course earlier on in the week in the Daily News spoken about FIFA and these plans to potentially have the World Cup every 2 years, and in between that the European Championships. However, on Thursday, when these plans were revealed officially, there has been some major backlash not only from UEFA but also from the Olympics. World Athletics President Sebastian Coe has warned of growing anger across Olympic sports, and UEFA's President Alexander Ceferin has stated that the proposals could actually kill football. The Premier League have now signed a statement with 36 other European leagues stating that they are firmly against this potential decision to have the World Cup happening so often. In addition, if these plans do go ahead, and if it does actually happen, this plan of course that has been concocted by Arsene Wenger, then it could actually begin in 2028, just around the same time as the Olympics in Los Angeles, and that is why there has been so much outrage outrage from the likes of Co. Co is a member of the International Olympic Committee, and he has stated that already for the Olympics it is difficult for them to maybe get as much media attention as sports such as football. Therefore, to have the World Cup weeks around the time of the Olympics could have some drastic impacts. And in addition, you also have to think of the football players, as this would put them under some serious physical strain. Meanwhile, Ceferin has spoken out and said that should this plan go ahead, then UEFA would not impose a European Championships every 2 years, and has actually suggested to the Times newspaper that they may just block out even appearing at the World Cup, and has suggested that perhaps UEFA nations will simply not take part if the World Cup is every 2 years. He's also suggested that some South American nations are also feeling the same way, and has stated that although this may benefit UEFA financially, it would be killing the sport, it would be seriously affecting players, and it's nice to see that the actual sport of football and the players' welfare is being taken into consideration. Meanwhile, Wenger himself has stated that he hopes whatever decision is made, it is a democratic one, as votes could actually be held in December, and it will be very interesting to see if this plan actually goes ahead. And now we have our transfer roundup. This is where I take a look at some of the other news and transfers going on in the footballing world. And first up, Sassuolo star Domenico Berardi has reportedly caught the attention of Leicester City, as they look set to try and swoop in for the player in January. Meanwhile, Fiorentina striker Dusan Vlahovic looks set to sign a new deal with the club, according to reports. The deal will be up until 2025 and would make him the highest earner in the club's history. For Bayern Munich, not only did they manage to get RB Leipzig Marcel Sabitzer, but they are also eyeing Konrad Laimer from the club as well. And speaking of Bayern Munich, their player Kingsley Coman reportedly does not want to sign any contract extensions with the club, as he seems to be dreaming of a move to the Premier League. And now we have Friday Feels. This is where we give you some of our predictions for the games that will be taking place over the weekend. And don't forget, you can get involved in the comments with your predictions, and some of the correct ones may be read out on Monday. So first up, and of course you knew that I was going to go for this one, Manchester United against Newcastle. Potentially Ronaldo's return to Old Trafford. It is going to be such a massive game. I am of course predicting a Manchester United win. I am going to go for a 4-1 victory, and of course Ronaldo is going to be on the score sheet. Meanwhile, over in La Liga, Real Madrid will be facing Celta Vigo in their return to the Santiago Bernabeu Stadium, so I'm going to go for a 2-0 win for Real Madrid. And finally, in the Bundesliga, RB Leipzig will face Bayern Munich. I think that it's going to be a very big game, and actually I am going to go for a draw of 1-1. So that's everything for today's OneFootball Daily News. As always, check out all the other content that we've got here. Have a great weekend, and until next time, I will see you all later.